You never know what you're going to get. I feel like this show is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. All right. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Sunrise. Now it's time for WAGS, and it's our Ask a Vet edition. You ever want to know what a vet and ask him question? Now is the time. We're here with the incredible Dr. Patrick Craig, a senior manager at Newport Mills and trusted veterinarian. Now, Dr. Craig is here to help us with your pet and livestock dilemmas. Welcome, Dr. Craig.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
I just want to...
I love this. This is perhaps will be one of my favorite WAG segment because there are so many questions.
And no animals. And these are your questions, not our questions. So we had asked everybody to send in questions that they might have and that they need help with. So are you ready for some questions?
I'm ready.
All right, thank you for being here with us. Can we dim the lights? I don't know. Give us some suspenseful music. Okay, here's the first question.
It says,
the overweight cat. Okay, I need some help with my cat, Bestie. She's always been on the fluffy side, but lately she's been packing on a bit too much weight. Now I'm worried it's affecting her health. I don't want to stop giving her treats altogether, but I need advice on how to get her back in shape without completely cutting out the good stuff.
before you answer, Dr. Craig, remember I was telling you that they don't walk cats?
They need to.
They only walk dogs? Anyway.
So, obese animals is a problem, and it's not just with cats. We see it with dogs. You know, I run a pig facility. We see it with pigs. It's a general problem. The first thing you want to think about is animal nutrition, and you know, if we're talking about the male or the female cat, you know, if we're new to the animals or we spay them, which means that we remove their reproductive organs, generally you find that these animals may get on the bigger side, the fatter side. I hate to use the word fat, but you know, the larger side. What cat owners need to do, and animal owners in general, since this question is directed generally towards a cat, you want to look at the nutritional aspect of, you know, how you feed the animal. You may want to have a good little conversation with your primary you know, veterinarian to see how do you feed this animal, be it if the animal was castrated or neutered, or if the animal is still intact. How do you feed this animal? What do you do? How many times do you treat this animal? How much to feed? Because it depends. It depends. If the animal is on the thin side or on the fatter side, you can't really feed both animals the same. So you really want to have this very difficult conversation with your vet.
I was surprised at how little I needed to actually feed my large dogs, meaning I thought it was a lot of food they were supposed to get. And when I had checked, they were like, it's actually not as much as you think.
Right. And one of the major problems you find with your companion animals, your dogs and your cats, as they get older, the same lifestyle diseases that we have, the obesity, the heart conditions, they have the very same thing. And I keep telling people, there's really no veterinary medicine or human medicine. We have this little thing that we call One Health. It's just one medicine. So the same things that we grapple with, they will grapple with the same things. So we need to pay attention to that.
That's pretty interesting.
Right. This next one is for you, for sure.
The silent rooster problem.
So what?
This question comes in, it says, I have a bit of an odd issue with my rooster, Clock Norris.
This is not true.
Usually he's the noisiest thing in the yard, waking us up at the crack of dawn like clockwork. But for the past few mornings, it's clockwork, not clockwork. It's funny. We're reading, actually. He's gone completely silent. No crowing, no nothing. I am worried that something is wrong with him, and I can't figure out if it's stress, illness, or just a mood swing. Have you seen this kind of thing before?
I've never heard about this one before, but you know, there are many possibilities. We see that animals, especially chickens, because I work with a chicken company, a major chicken company, Caribbean Brothers in Jamaica, so we deal with chickens every single day. Do they get sick? Yes. Do they have problems? Yes. Do they get stressed? Yes. They do get stressed. So if you have a stressor somewhere around the yard in the house, something is bothering your Clock Norris or your chicken, you may find that the mood may change, things that he would have done in the past may change a little bit. And as animal age, you find that their behavior might change a little bit. They do have personalities just like people also. So the best thing to do is not to speculate, but is to have Clock Norris be checked out by a vet to see exactly if there's something going on. There could be so many things. We deworm them. They may have worms, because chicken do get worms also. There are so many things that can happen. So
maybe he just has a sore throat.
The best advice is to have him checked out to see exactly what the problem could be.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Okay, I like that. Okay, here's another question. It's about the lethargic cow. Now it says, I'm a cattle farmer here in St. Elizabeth, and I'm having some trouble with one of my cows, where she just lays around and won't produce as much milk as she used to. I've been wondering if it's the heat or maybe something in her diet, but I am not sure.
Well, both of what you mentioned, the heat and the diet, those are very, very important. Now, you said milk, so I assume it's one of those dairy cows. Because the beef ones, they do produce milk, but not as much as the dairy animals. So you really need to look at which one you're talking. Now, let's speculate and say we're talking about a dairy cow in this case. The time is very hot. When the time is hot, animals don't do what? They don't eat as much. To produce milk, they need to have a proper nutrition. They need to be drinking a lot of water, but not just water. The water without the nutrition, you're not really going to get the milk that you need. And when you have things like heat stress, and we're living in a country like Jamaica where it's very, very hot, you are going to run into that problem. Nutrition is very important. Just by feeding cows grass, that can be good enough if you have the right quality grass or the right amount of grass. But living in Jamaica, we know that the quality of the grass is not very good. So what we do, we want to supplement that with other things. And there's so many other things that we use. You know, there's a concentrate, and farmers do mix a lot of things like a TMR, where you get all different ingredients and put them together to make a proper ration. So it's very important that the nutrition is good. They're getting adequate amount of water. And there's something that we call cow comfort. If they're not comfortable, they're not going to produce.
Cow comfort. Tami. Listen, hope you're writing this down now. Listen, you've never seen the sunrise quite like this.
Oh my God, I'm comfortable.
A very good morning, Janet Janet, yes, Cameron Brothers, yes, you know what I'm talking about. Rams, the fourth question, Rams territorial temper tantrums.
Yeah.
What a serious issue with my ram goat. He's always been a bit headstrong, but lately it's like he's on a rampage.
But they're not going to do this every week, you know.
He's butting everything inside, from fence posts to the workers on the farm, and I'm worried it's only going to get worse. I think he's getting more territorial, or he's getting older, but I need some guidance on how to handle him before someone really gets hurt. What can I do to manage this aggressive behavior?
I have a song for this, you know. Ram goat liver.
It's a major concern. Whenever we see animals like this, especially your goats or sheep, and you know, Jamaican people always say ram. You know, do we know what a ram is? Because a ram is really not a goat.
Oh.
You know, a ram is actually a male sheep. The buck is a male goat. So when people say ram goat, it's sort of
like coffee tea.
It's like coffee tea.
Oh, like reverse back.
Yeah,
okay.
but we know what Jamaicans mean when they say ram goat or a ram. You know, it's actually a sheep, but you know, we know that this person is talking about a goat. So this is a major problem. It's a concern whenever you see problems like that where these animals become very territorial. It might not be something that you can reverse. It's a behavioral issue. It's a problem. Sometimes you do get females behaving like that because of some hormonal issues that they may have. They may have a cyst on the ovary. They may start to produce testosterone, and they get very, you know, they have this aggressive male-like behavior. It might be, you know, in cases like these, what we may do is we try and remove the horns so they don't headbutt that much. Horns are like fingernails.
Okay.
Yeah, we can remove them very easily.
Got it.
No surgery, no nothing. They feel no pain. It's just like fingernails or toenails. You just remove them. Whenever you do that, they don't get as aggressive. So that might be something that this owner may want to resort to because people can get hurt, and you don't want to turn your back and then you get headbutt from behind, and then you know that can be very hurtful. And we've seen cases like that happening on farms before. So that might be the first thing I would recommend. Maybe have the horns removed, and that might calm him down a little bit.
Yeah,
I have a question from TK. TK, she was asking when we were in the makeup room. She said, "Is there a way, a humane way to handle animals that are not yours, that are always in your yard and defecating?"
You mean like cats or dogs?
Cats, or is there a humane way to get rid of them?
Yeah.
I hate the term "get rid of."
To discourage them. To discourage them.
You know, I always welcome animals in my area. It's animals have come and they've adopted us.
Yes.
You know, because especially cats. Yeah. You adopt dogs, cats will adopt you. So if they come around and you feed them too much, that might be a problem. you know, there's a, yes, and I did mention the JSPCA, but then, you know, I heard that it's somebody else's cat, so you don't want to really call the JSPCA to remove somebody else's cat. Right. You may want to have this difficult conversation with the owners of the animals to maybe get them, you know, get them in line, keep them cordoned off. I would not recommend anything else. No sprinkling of anything.
Got it.
Nothing,
say no more. I have one last question. Who, in fact, let the dogs out? I joke. Okay, all right.
Listen, that one. Senior manager at Newport Mills, and I say again, good morning to you, Giants Sylvester. Yes, trusted veterinarian, Dr. Patrick Craig.
So great, thank you.
Keep sending in your pet-related questions to our social platforms at CVM_television or at Sunrise CVM, and we head over to Free Zone after this. The doctor stay with us, and let's see. Good, excellent.